Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenarios series. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about to the another business scenario. So here is the our business scenario. We have the send the schedule messages to the on schedule time. That is the main motto of this business scenario. So business needs to the send a message to the on user scheduled date and time. So this would be the we can handle from the on the record page, on the contact record page. Okay, on the contact record page they can able to create the scheduled message record. They are giving to the scheduled date and time and message. That message will be the sending to the email, sending to the that respect to contact person. So this is the overall of the business scenario. So let's see the here we have the divided into the three use cases. So let's discuss to the first use case here. Okay. So as per the acceptance criteria, first step is the we need to create the one custom object. Okay, in that custom object, we need to create it by these fields. Let's come to the Salesforce org. Okay, so here I'm going to create by go to the object manager. So click on to the here. We are going to create the new object, right? Custom object. So here we can create by the scheduled message object name. Okay, so here messages. So here as for the requirement, we can give it by the scheduled message number. So SOM SMN. So as for the number, we have to give it by the SMN. This is the format. So starting number, I'm going to give it by the 1. Let me create the one new tab for this. Click on save. So choose by the any one of the tab. Just I'm selecting the any one of the tabs. So click on next. So click on to the next. So as of the requirement, we are going to give it by the so any one of the application. Okay, so let's come to the here. We have the different types of the applications. Let's give it by the real-time scenarios or any one of the object. Just I'm giving to the order management in my app. So that's is I'm giving, or here we have to give it by the flows real-time scenarios now. In this I'm giving to the this is, so click on save. So now we are created by the scheduled message object. In this, as for the requirement, we are going to create by the one new field. So that is called the scheduled date and time. Okay, data type is the date and time. Okay, this should be the send to the message to the users. So let's come to the here. I'm going to choose the date and time. So here scheduled date time. Click on next. So click on to the next. Save and new. One more is the we need to create it by the message. Okay, so let's come to the here. We have to take it by the long text area. For this, we need to capture by the more characters. So that's why here message. So click on next. Click on next. Save and new. So one more is the here we have to take it by the text data type. It is accepted by the record ID. So this is for the record ID we need to capture. So that's why here record ID. This should be accepted by the 18 characters. So click on next. Click on next. Save. Okay, let's come to the here. We can preview the objects. So scheduled message object. So this is the our new custom object, that is name is the scheduled messages object. Okay, scheduled message object. So here we are going to capture by the scheduled date and time. So for example, here we are going to capture by the any one of the date and time. So here we can take it by the message. So test message I'm giving the as of now. So as of the requirement, now we are created by the these fields. Well, let's see how to save it by the data. We can able to save the record from the here. Okay, but as for the business requirement, user can able to create a record from the contact object. From the contact object, they can able to create. Okay. So let's see how we are going to create a record from the contact object. Actually, we don't have the direct lookup relationship or master relationship between these two objects, but user can able to create the new scheduled message record, and that to contact record ID, we need to map it by the here. We need to map it by the here. So we don't have the any direct relationship between to the these two objects. Okay, let's see how we are going to implement that quick action button and how to create the records. Let's see the step by step. Okay, so come to the flows. So let's create by the one new flow. So why? Because means we need to call it by the quick action button from the contact object. So that's why here we are creating the one new screen flow. Come to the next screen flow. So here we have to take it by the one screen. So create scheduled message. Okay, as for the requirement, now we are going to create the one quick action on the contact object. Based on that, we need to populate it by the contact ID, all those things now. So that's why here we have to take in by the one screen flow. In the screen flow, I'm going to display by the those fields. So come to the fields. So record variable directly we can access by the that variable field. So here we have to take it by the object scheduled message. So here our object name is the scheduled message. This is the our object name now. So this is the object name. We can directly access by the all the fields in the custom objects, all the fields. Now we need to first to display by the scheduled date and time, and here message. So record ID is the we need to map it by the dynamically. Don't want to display by the in the UI. Okay. So these two fields we have the displayed. So now here click on to the done. So after entering those two details, we need to display to the here means we need to create by the record now. So let's take it by the create record. So here create scheduled message record. So here we have to map it by the manually. Why? Because means we need to map it by the record ID. If you directly also you can map it by the record variable. Already we have taken this record variable. Directly we can able to create. But what we have to do means we need to map it by the current contact record ID. So that's why here we have to go it by the object. So here message scheduled message. So here we have to take it by the message from to the So object, this is right. In this, we have to the message. In the screen flow, we are using the this is only, right? So that's why. So message. And next is the scheduled date and time now. Scheduled date and time equals to the here. In this, we have to use it by the record variable. In this, we have the date and time, scheduled date and time. Now we have to map it by the record ID as well. So record ID, how to get it by the current page record ID? So let's take by the one new resource here. We can get it by the current page record ID variables. So here we have to take it by the record ID. So text. So we can give it by the available for input. Available for input. Then only we can able to capture by the current page record ID. So this is record ID. We are going to map it to the here. So here we are mapping by the message, schedule time and record ID. Okay, finally we have to display by the successfully created record now. So here we have to display by the screen success message screen. So here we have to display the message. Success message. Successfully created scheduled message record. Just we have to populate it by the message like this, bold. And here we have to display by the any one of the color format. You have to display by the color format. Okay. So something else. Okay. So aligning to the center. Okay. So let me light color. So font size is the, we are going to give it by some 16. Okay. So click on done. So now we have to click on to the save. So this is the create scheduled message record flow. So save. So now in the first screen, we can able to display by the fields, schedule date and time message. Then user can enter by those details, click on to the next. So we have to able to create the record in the schedule message. Then we can able to display by the success screen. Okay, let's activate this. Now let's come to the here in the contact object. So we can go to the objects. Why? Because means we need to create the quick action right first. So let's see how to create by the quick action. Come to the buttons. Click on to the new action. So call it by the flow. So our flow is the create scheduled message, right? This is the our flow. So as for the requirement, we can give it by the scheduled message added in the content object quick action, a scheduled message button. So now click on save. So after that, we need to add it by the this quick action button into the layout. So come to the page layouts, come to the contacts, come to the contact page layout. So let's come to the here mobile and lightning actions, mobile and lightning actions. So here we are going to call it by the our newly created quick action. So just to drag and drop by the here, I'm drag and drop to the here. Click on save. Click on save. So let's come to the contact record. Let me open by the any one of the contact record. Okay, so click onto the here. You have to take it in a scheduled message. Once I click onto this, we can able to create the new scheduled message record. So click onto this. It is appear by the scheduled date and time. Let me, I'm going to take it by the scheduled time. So 11 o'clock. So it's so take it by the, so 12:30, something like that. So here test message at present I am giving to the test message. Okay, click on to the next. It is able to create by the record into the schedule object. Then finally it is showing the successfully created by the record. So finish. Let's come to the scheduled records. Scheduled messages now. Now it is created successfully. This is first record, right? Let me show you. This is the time. This is the test message and the record ID also be the mapped. Which contact record, right? See here. Same contact. Now this is the contact ID automatically populated by the here. Automatically populated by the here. So as for the business requirement, we have the implemented by the this use case. So user can able to create the scheduled message record from the contact. So initially we are created by the one custom object and we are created the fields as well. And after that, user can able to create the new scheduled record from the contact object. When we click on the quick action button, we can populate it by the scheduled date and time and message fields. And record ID is the auto populated while the record creation time, while the scheduled message record creation time automatically map to the record ID. Okay. So I hope how it is was implemented this use case. Stay tuned. Thank you.